Afternoon. Today is Monday, January 17th, 2020. We welcome you to our 6 o'clock meeting. We are honored that you are here with us today, and we hope that you find your time with us to be profitable. First, we're going to have our chaplain come forward and lead us.
She doesn't have it turned up.
Hello, there we go.
There.
Is that better? We're going to have a prayer by our chaplain, Chaplain Taylor, if he'd come forward. Chaplain would like you to remember our County Commissioner, Mike Caskey. He is on reserve duty for a month. Appreciate what he's doing for this community and for this country. We appreciate Mike. And then after that, we're going to have a Pledge of Allegiance. Our prayer offered up is what we call a solemnizing prayer, and that infers that it's for us and not for you, but you're welcome to listen if you like. So, commissioners, if you'll join me, we'll get started.
Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the privilege we have to be here tonight to represent our county commissioners as they come to this meeting, dear Lord. Thank you for the many hours of preparation they've made for this meeting, dear Lord. Thank you for the fine work they do for Wayne County, dear Lord. We pray you give them the wisdom they need, Lord, to make the right decisions. We pray for our county commissioner, Mike, as he's in his training, dear Lord. We pray you be with him and his step in, dear Lord. Pray your blessing from this meeting tonight. Give our county commissioners again the wisdom they need to do what needs to be done. Thank you for Wayne County, Lord, and for you to be here tonight. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, I just noticed we have our new screen up, and is that a new projector as well?
Yes, I watched them put it in.
So the public knows. We weren't out looking for this, but the screen you see behind us one night fell from the wall and did a lot of damage here behind us. We weren't able to use that again, so we've had to replace that with the projector and all that to work together. So thank you, Carolyn, for working through that and getting that done, and I'm sure Don had a lot to do with that as well, so thank you, Don. A couple things I just wanted to start with. Would like to welcome is this the first time you've been here, Natalie? Second time. I wasn't here last couple weeks ago. But Natalie Anderson is the new business and county government reporter here at the Salisbury Post. She hails from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. She says she's an LSU fan. We're going to forgive her for that, although she does have bragging rights this year. So congratulations on national championship. Hope you enjoy it this year. And until next year. Well, welcome. We're glad that you're here, and we hope you find your time here a good time. It's a good community, and we're glad you're here. One last thing just from me. Just wanted to report to the community, because this is one of my pet peeves. We picked up, is it this week, County Manager, 810 pounds of garbage on East Ridge Road. So if you're one that travels East Ridge Road and you're throwing stuff out your car window, please stop. Shouldn't be doing this. If you're traveling down any of our roads, you shouldn't be throwing garbage out. So please stop that. It's costing taxpayers money to have to hire people to pull off the side of the road and pick up your garbage. So please take your garbage to your house and throw it in your garbage receptacle. That'd be really great. We'd appreciate that. And I think that makes responsible citizenry when we do that, and we don't have to raise taxes to pay for things like that. So maybe we'll have a report each month on how much garbage that we're picking up. That might be a good idea, just to raise some awareness on that. Commissioners, moving on, I have one item that, let me see, hold on. Additions to the agenda, you have the item regarding the no-wake zone. I'll add that if there's no objection as item N under the consent agenda. And then I don't have anything else. Does anyone have any other additions or deletions? All right, then do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So move. Second.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, the minutes from February 3rd have been attached. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The consent agenda, items A through N provided for us. Motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, do we have anyone signed up for public comment? No? All right, we'll move on to the financial report. So, Ms. Leslie?
I think that Aaron is going to come up, and we're missing some connectivity, so he's going to come and flip through. That's what we discussed.
He's got one job.
New screen, but then this isn't working, huh?
Has a router down.
Router down.
First chart that is displayed is the annual cumulative current year property tax collections. And through December, half of our fiscal year, we have collected $70 million. That compares to a year ago when we were at $61.3 million. We're at 82% of budget. A year ago, it was 76%. The year before that, 77%. The year before that, 78%, which we always talk about. Once you start getting away from revaluation, it gets tighter, and that's why the percentage gets tighter. But we're having, the reval went well, and so we expected an increase in taxes.
Do you have enough at this point in our year to say if it's gone better than expected, or are we on track?
It's definitely going better than expected.
Leslie, from the perspective of just collections or actual increase in revenue?
An increase in revenue, and that's generated by an increase in the valuation. So the valuation that we are seeing that was actually levied, that people are paying on, is greater than what we budgeted coming into the year. And that's typical because the tax assessor always wants to be very conservative. They don't know how many appeals we might, be having appeals and could lose value through that. So the number from the tax assessor was just very conservative this time. So it's a very good year. The next graph. This is just again to show you why the first graph looks sort of odd, and you can see the blue is fiscal year 2020. So if you remember in July, collections were extremely low because the tax bills went out so late. And then you see this big spike in August. And then we are to December, and we had another nice spike in December. The next graph is annual cumulative sales tax comparisons through October, which was received in January. We had received $9.3 million. In 2019, that was $8.8 million, which is roughly $500,000 more. We have in both 2020 and 2019, that represented 35% of our budget. To date, that is a 5.9% increase. The next slide is annual cumulative revenue comparisons. And I wanted to show you the property tax and sales tax first because that's the majority of this increase. So we're at 98.5%, which is a $7.9 million increase from prior year, which, you know, in the prior graphs, you could see why that would happen. We are at 65% of our budget. The prior 3 years, we were at 62% of budget. And the last graph is annual cumulative expenditure comparisons. And so with the revenue, we were $7.9 million more than prior year. For the expenditures were $8 million. We've spent $8 million more than in prior year. That is 50% of our budget. A year ago, we were at 48%, and the 2 years before that, we were at 49%. So we are right in line.
Questions for Leslie? All right, Leslie, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Last item is budget amendments. Those were provided for us. Had a chance to look through them. Do we have a motion to approve the budget?
So moved.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Pierce, do you have another motion?
Have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Is there any discussion about that?
I don't think so. You want me to go to public comment and speak a while? I will if you want.